one of the things that has been brought to my attention and a lot of people are concerned about is our water. And we do have a lot of protections in for our water. We do have to continue to protect our water. But one of the issues that has come up is there's a House Bill 5319 that concerns water rights and private water rights. If you live on a stream, if you have a well, have a pond or a lake, they would like to take the rights to that water away from you and place that in a public trust. Then at some point the theory is that they'll want to tax you for the use of your well and possibly for the use of any other water that might be because it's not your water, it's the state's water. So that's one of the things that we really have to watch, and it's amazing to me that our legislature has the time to come up with so many things to just hurt our industry and our people, and that's a big concern to me. Keeping our people here is also a big concern to me. I have a daughter who's out of state, her and her husband, and we would certainly like to have them back in Michigan. Somewhere along the line, they're going to start having kids and grandkids for us, and we'd like to have those kids close by. And we've got to be friendly to business, and farming provides a million jobs in the state of Michigan, and that's what we've got to continue helping farmers, but we also have to continue with small business. That's the biggest thing in the country is small business, and we have to facilitate small business and not give a lot of regulations like Mark was talking about earlier for the restaurant business. It's in every business, and whether large or small, and the small people can't hardly afford to do all the things that they need to fill all those regulations. So that's some of the things that we need to do to protect ourselves here.
Well, I agree with everything that's been said here. Our natural resources, the people. Back in the Michigan's early years, when it was first made a state, or even before it was made a state, they called this state the Green Gold. Our trees, our foresting, basically built the country the first time before the Industrial Revolution took over. And Michigan has always stepped up during the formation of this union and beyond. You know, every time something new hit, Michigan usually was right at the forefront. You know, when they started building cars, boom, it was in Detroit. The guy that invented the light bulb, you know, Edison. Born in Port Huron. Where I'm from, which is Port Satellite, they have old pictures of loggers, and they're standing on these huge, humongous piles of wood that they're going to ship out west. You know, that's what built Chicago. That's what built St. Louis. That's what built all these little cow towns going out west as they pushed out west. The people that this state has, you know, the people that grew up here, the people that know the state, people that have gone and punched the clock day in and day out. And sometimes there was no clock to punch. They just, you know, they're out in the woods. They're farming their fields. Those are the ones that keep it moving. These are the innovators, the ones that have gotten Michigan on the map. And before, up until about 15 years ago, this was a state to come to. Up until there was one time, and I remember that because I had to leave, was back in 1979 when everybody was flocking to Texas. There were no jobs here. Chrysler was on its last leg. policies of the Carter administration were just ripping us apart. Thankfully, the state come back with, they gave Chrysler a loan. They hired somebody to bring them from the brink. And that's what happened. And this state, up until 15 years ago, had over $1 billion in a rainy day fund.
Sorry, Tom, your time is up.
Okay then.
Give you 3 minutes. Okay. Next question, Dick.
Next question would be number 10. Would you support a state sales tax or income tax increase, and for what purpose?
I'll start with Kim.
Oh, we're going to start.
No.
With Kim.
Oh, Kim had.
We're going to get my bifocals.
I guess.
It's Kim.
That's Kim.
Kim. Kim.
It's Kim.
Number 10.
That is so funny. Would I support a
Would you-
statewide or nationwide sales tax increase? And for what reason? Is that the entire question?
Would you support a state sales tax or income tax increase, and for what purpose? State.
I don't support any tax increase, period. I don't need 3 minutes for that. That's it.
Thank you.
Well, that was short.
All right, I'm going to try and explain this as best as I can in 3 minutes, because this is something that I've heard all throughout my campaign so far, and I've been pretty busy with it. There is a need for revenue in the state, and I mean, in the questionnaire I received from Farm Bureau had things, would you support 0 funding cuts for MDA? Would you make sure that critical agricultural programs are fully funded? Well, we've talked about people leaving the state. Now, I've heard from people, well, they could just raise the income tax 1%. I'm not too big on that. I've heard people, the sales tax on services too. I'm not really big on that because I look at that as that's not disposable income. If I need to get a haircut for a job interview, and I need a haircut pretty bad right now too. I know people are probably laughing at me. That's not disposable income if you need that thing. But there have been other places where they haven't looked at a sales tax increase, but they've looked at sales tax on certain items. Bottled water for one. I bought it for 69 cents. If I can't afford another 3 or 4 cents for it, maybe I should have stayed home. Fireworks. Again, I just look at that as, well, for one, too, I think we need to legalize the fireworks that are actually fun to watch, but that's a different conversation. Another one, concert tickets, theater tickets.